a few air horns, okay? A few big booms for the Chicago Bears. Let's get this started. That's right. Let's get these air horns out. So, just dropped 35 points. Let's back up on the Cooper Flagg maybe a fraud claims for a little bit. If you believe that Nico Harrison traded Luka by himself, you also believe that Transformers are real, because I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Optimus Prime is not rolling down the street. Luka Doncic is not being traded from one man alone. And it ain't a good-looking pie. It ain't a cream pie. Your mama likes that one. It is a bad pie. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. It's your boy, Trey Fab. I'm a react content creator that likes to react to drama, nonsense. I play video games, and I love me some basketball. With that being said, today we're going to be reacting to Everyone Was Wrong About Cooper Flagg. I'm very interested in what AM Hoops has to say. He just dropped this video a couple days ago, so let's see what he's yapping about. But before we get that started, two things to be said. One, I apologize for the holiday week last week. If you know one thing about me is when it comes to my reaction channel, it's secondary, okay? I'm slowly growing. I'm getting there, and hopefully one day I can actually do this, you know, as a living, instead of working a bullshit job that makes me want to cry and rip my PP off and swirl it in a circle. But you know what I'm saying? You get it? But besides that, look at my Christmas stuff, guys. It's Christmas time. Usually during the holidays, I'm going to be extremely busy, especially because of work. I have finals coming up. I had a lot of things going on. I tried to drop a couple videos last week, but for some reason, they just weren't going through. Try to keep a backlog for you guys so you can have some content to react to, but it is what it is. Enough of the yapping, though. You don't come here to hear me yap about my life, okay? Tell me to shut my ugly ass up and get to the ball. Let's look at AM Hoops. But before we get that shit started, I want to just make an announcement. First and foremost, the Bears. I know this is not a football channel. This is a basketball channel. But we need to talk about the Bears because we are number one. Let me repeat that. Let me state it one more time for you guys. The Bears are number one in the NFC. Okay? Number one. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying now? I want respect on our goddamn name. I think it's ridiculous that the Bears, okay, can sit here and be the best team in the NFC. I don't care if it's by a statistical standpoint. We just are. And we don't get our damn props. Give me my props. So a few air horns, okay? A few big booms for the Chicago Bears. Let's get this started. That's right. Let's get these air horns out. So, with this being a basketball video, though, you know we got to talk about the King, LeBron, Ramon, James. So, I just want to say that the Lakers are looking great, right? Second in the West. LeBron, he's not hurting that chemistry now, is he? Look at the amount of field goals this man is taking. Huh? Look at it. He hasn't broken past 20 field goal attempts. And I know what Scap is going to say. Oh, he doesn't care about the team. He's trying to disrupt it. And look at this, man. Has not broken past 20. Took 13 shots, 15 shots. 18 is the most shots he's ever taken. 7 shots. Like, LeBron has been wanting to defer to another player on his team since Anthony Davis was there. Okay? He's old. He's 40. And I'm glad that he finally has two players in Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic that's able to take the massive workload on the offensive end. So keep in mind, the Lakers still need people to back it up on the defensive end. It's why, if you look at the standings right now, as much as I like the Lakers and they're playing great, Oklahoma City is going to destroy and kill everybody. Listen, if you have not put money on Oklahoma City beating 70 games, you absolutely should have by now. I don't know if the odds are good. I put it in as soon as they won like 10 games, so I was ahead of the curve. But if the odds are there at all, even if it's like $10 gives you 15, put down some money. This is the easiest money you're ever going to make, I promise you, unless the odds are not there. You know, we can go to FanDuel. in check, but I'm supposed to be starting a video, so enough of the yapping, okay? Enough of the yapping, enough of the nonsense. Let's see what AM Hoops has to say about Cooper Flagg, and let me get my input on that shit, okay? And like I said, if you guys like basketball content, drama content, whatever the nonsense may be, please join my channel. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to react to, and I'll do so. I game as well, dude. It's like, I do it all. I'm probably going to have a video up every day this week. I know last week in my YouTube post I said I'd have some videos up. And again, I apologize. But like I said, we're going to fix that, okay? Every day this week, you're going to get some content. And hopefully, you know, if not this week, for sure next week, we're finally going to do the zombie challenge on Call of Duty. But nonetheless, basketball time, okay? Ball time. Enough yapping. Ball time.
This week, Cooper Flagg got passed by another rookie again. First, it was VJ Edgecombe's hot start, but now, almost a quarter of the way through the season, Con Knipple just passed Cooper as favorite for Rookie of the Year. Oh, and by the way, it's not because the Mavericks are a bad team. That doesn't matter in Rookie of the Year. In fact, Con's Hornets are worse than Dallas. But this is a twist no one saw coming because Cooper was a historic favorite for Rookie of the Year. Supposed to run away with this thing like the Thunder winning the West. Archives go back to LeBron in 03 at plus 150. Kevin Durant was a massive minus 200, but Cooper, minus 225. By far the heaviest favorite, more than Wemby. What happened? Well, Cooper blew our minds by playing against NBA Hall of Famers at 17 years old, hitting shots at that Olympic camp. So people thought, hey, he's basically a vet. He's going to come in, overcome anything. Really? Like he's a...
I don't expect that from any type of rookie whatsoever. I can only speak towards different players when it comes to like LeBron James, when it comes to like even someone like a Wemby, right? Not Wemby, sorry. Someone like a Zion, I should say. When you're putting this massive weight on people's shoulders, you cannot guarantee success. LeBron's an anomaly, right? But we look at Zion, the weight on his shoulders. Now, granted, a lot of that had to do with his actual weight, okay? Besides the weight on his shoulders. But when you are trying to push so hard that this guy's going to carry us, you have to understand that that's going to weigh heavy on the mental of the player that you're drafting, and you have to be willing to accept that. I mean, for the longest, look at Derrick Rose. The weight was put on his shoulders. Now, this was a bit after the fact. I don't think Derrick Rose came in with that weight on his shoulders to the Chicago Bulls, but I know he had it as the years went on, as he became the youngest MVP. You know, he was balling out, he was hooping. The reason he sat out for so long is because of that pressure of coming back and that weight that was put upon him to be Chicago's savior, okay? And that weighed on someone who was a bit older. Now, albeit, like I said, he was young when the injury happened. He still had some time in the league already, okay? And that is a seasoned player dealing with the mental of, fuck, I don't know if I can handle going out there and playing right now and sitting out longer than he probably needed to because of that pressure. So I don't like the idea of pressuring so hard a rookie to flip your franchise around. I also don't think the veterans on the team, Dallas, I don't know if I trust as far as them helping him with development. Like Klay Thompson doesn't seem like someone's going to help you develop a player. Anthony Davis, no. Like, they seem more like the Kevin Durant types. Like, Kevin Durant like to say, I'm not there to lead, I'm there to ball, right? And I think what those two players are like. I think Kyrie might be someone who might help you with developing a player, but even so, I mean, remember his comments back on the Brooklyn Nets, like, we don't need a coach, so I'm not sure if he'd be good either. The problem is Cooper doesn't really have a lot of good veterans around him willing to help him develop, and obviously Cooper needs to develop on his own. You can't put it all on veterans. I'm just saying, if you really want to develop your young player to be a superstar, you got to do it the right way. And I don't even think Cooper's playing that bad. He's playing like a rookie. He just dropped 35 points. He's playing good. Is he playing like, you know, first year LeBron, playing like these, but like, oh my God, he's going to be carrying this team? No, but he's playing good, so I wouldn't say we're all wrong about Cooper Flagg. I'd give it like a year or so before we start saying shit like that, considering he just dropped 35 points. Let's back up on the Cooper Flagg maybe a fraud claims for a little bit.
11th game and the GM who drafted him gets fired? Coaches get fired that quick, not GMs. Okay, one GM did. Chris Grant, who drafted Anthony Bennett #1, the biggest bust ever. Nico drafted Cooper and still got fired. That speaks to how toxic this situation was. But people thought, oh, that 17-year-old scoring on Drew Holiday, he's like a seasoned pro. No! At 18, trying to play with his own crowd chanting, fire Nico. They got their wish, but why? Because of the losing. Nico wouldn't have got fired if they were winning. So how are they this bad if Cooper is generational? But we finally had an L on Prize Picks. I tell you guys, when I do well, I will own up to it when we have a miss. But you guys know I play.
We'll play his ad really quick. It seems like it's going to stop right here. So before the ad finishes up, one thing I will say is, well, how is the Dallas Mavericks this bad? It can't all be on Cooper. Even if Cooper was fucking amazing, right? Because I'm pretty sure I have his stats pulled up. Cooper dropped 35 points, didn't he? Yeah, they still won by 4. Okay? 59% from the field, all right? 59% from the field, and they still won by 4. And Cooper had to drop 35. It's not because of Flagg. It's because the components that was built around the team. Kyrie is injured, albeit he's great. He is injured, okay? Anthony Davis, he is injury prone, all right? And there's not many veterans on Dallas that's going to be able to help Cooper develop into the player that he needs to develop into. So we can't just look at Cooper and say, he's not leading the team, therefore he's fraudulent. I think it's more so the Dallas Mavericks really don't have a good team at all. And the players that they do have that are great is injury prone. So what do you think's going to happen? Oh, I got put on sound. Sorry, guys. Little flub on my end.
Win or lose, code AMHOOPS. Well, the Mavs have 3 main problems that are holding him back. First is shooting. Coop was never known to be a great shooter, but he's on the worst 3-point shooting team in the NBA. They are second to last in 3-point makes and 3-point percentage. So Coop needs a team that hits threes around him, but it's the opposite. And they don't have ball handling because Nico didn't replace Kyrie Irving. So with no floor spacing or creation, Cooper constantly plays in a crowd. I mean, look at dude turn the corner facing multiple bodies all the time. What do you expect? And here's the thing. When his teammates aren't good on offense, with no one to set them up, just load up on Cooper Flagg. Even when he's off ball facing extra defenders all the time. Flagg's by himself. Oh, and I know a lot has been made about Cooper having to play point guard. Jason Kidd tried on that, but he gave up because, little known fact about Giannis, when Kidd tried this with Giannis, he was 21 years old in his 3rd year in the league. No one talks about that. So Giannis had 3 years to get caught up to the speed of the NBA. Cooper asked to do that on day 1, but people expected more from Cooper. What, because he played well in an Olympic scrimmage 2 years ago? Get real. But despite that, Coop has still been very good, okay? Especially at 18. I mean, look at this kid's ability. One-on-one.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. You know, I figured we'd give some props to Cooper where it's deserved. He's been playing well for a rookie. Will he win Rookie of the Year? I'm not sure. But one thing I do know is he's been playing well enough, so I'm not going to sit here and say fraudulent. It seems like he's mostly blaming the team versus Cooper as well. And I'm not going to sit here and lick the boot of Cooper Flagg. I'm just saying that let's recognize what's happening and understand that Dallas has not been the best at helping him in general. And let's stop acting like Nico Harrison was the one that made that decision by himself as far as trading Luka. Like, if you believe that Nico Harrison traded Luka by himself, you also believe that Transformers are real. Because I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Optimus Prime is not rolling down the street. Luka Doncic is not being traded from one man alone. Newsflash. So I'm just telling you that the owners definitely had a hand in that, and it didn't work, so he was the fall guy. He might have had the idea and brought it to them like, hey, I think this might work out. But when it comes down to the actual deal being made, the owners 100% were in on that. So blame Nico, okay? He definitely, because he went through with it. Blame Nico, blame the owners, blame the Mavs. I wouldn't be super blamey on Cooper Flagg. If there was a pie, right? If we had to make a pie on who gets the blame, right? I'd probably say, here's my pie, right? And I'd say like 50% is, we'll say, Nico and the owners, right? We'd say like, I'm going to say 20% is Cooper, right? And then 30% is his team. As far as the failure of Cooper Flagg. This is the pie we're looking at, okay? And it ain't a good-looking pie. It ain't a cream pie. Your mama likes that one. It is a bad pie. And at the end of the day, I think when it comes to Dallas, you can't really put all the blame on Cooper not being generational on Cooper. Because he is great, and he's playing great. Like I said, he just dropped 35 on 59% from the field. So he's a good player. Just give him some time to develop. I don't like throwing out these fraudulent claims so quickly. You know, I have a homeboy who felt that Wemby was fraudulent. Like, let's fucking relax. Let's give it a second, okay? Let's let him go out there and play.
One, or he's scoring mid-range, or at the basket. He was just put into a team built for Luka, not himself. But it turns out some white kid from Duke is favorite for Rookie of the Year. This Con Knipple kid went from 6th best odds to win preseason to number 1. Well, we were told he was a good shooter, and man, was that right. Look at how elite this kid is. Quick release, off movement. Talk about coming in NBA ready. So he's got that skill to fall back on, set up by real playmakers. I mean, Charlotte's got entire possessions where Con doesn't even touch the ball because this is a LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges offense. What a luxury for Con that Coop does not have. But look at this. They love using Con as a screener. LaMelo, pulling 2 towards the ball, just hands Con open 3s on a silver platter. That is the benefit of being the 3rd or 4th option on the floor. But actually, Con has so much more in his bag than advertised. He can attack with the ball. His teammates like LaMelo and Brandon Miller can shoot, so that pulls defense out, makes it easier. Look here at this Bridges cut, collapses the defense. So, wide open shot for Con. His skill set is perfect for this role and team. It turns out, this rookie class is so much better than people said it would be. Look at...
I think the problem with him being on Charlotte is that Charlotte just seems like a team that doesn't really care about winning. They care more about just having fun. And not in like we're gonna win and have fun. More just like, we're just here to get the money, bro. We're here to get our checks. But if he's able to play within that system, like I said, in Charlotte, where it doesn't seem like they give 2 fucks about a winning culture, I'm curious what he would do on a winning franchise. That'd be insane. I'd love to see him pair up with someone like a Wemby. That'd be crazy. Probably not realistic, but that would be dope. Or to see him go over there in LA, whether it be the Clippers or the Lakers. Because let me tell you guys something right now. Okay, the Clippers used to be in the playoffs every now and then, whatever the case may be. They just choked a lot. But they still were good at winning. But man, we need the Clippers to be good this year. If you're an NBA fan, you know why. Clippers need to be good this year. So prayers, thumbs up, cross fingers, Clippers. Get some dubs, please. Because if the Clippers are not good this year, the Oklahoma City Thunder get their pick. They need to be good. That's all I can say about that. Back to the video.
Those preseason odds again. Cool minus 225, everyone else plus 1,000. That makes it look like a one-man draft. But other talent is rising up to meet Cooper, which is also true of the next generation. Yahoo just said the 2026 draft class is feeling even stronger at the top than anticipated. To put it in perspective, some execs around the NBA say that if Cooper Flagg was part of this 2026 group, he'd probably be the 3rd pick at best, but could go as low as 5th or 6th. What? They were saying generational. By definition, that means way above his generation. That's who these kids are, 5th or 6th. Stop using that term. All it does is set insane expectations for the player who didn't even ask for that. And now Yahoo, when pushed, said, okay, look, we were just trying to show how good the draft class is, not drag Cooper down. But that's all this does. 3rd pick at best? Well, how good are these kids? Well, AJ DeBonsta, Darren Peterson, and Cam Boozer is who we're really comparing Cooper against here. The crazy thing is Cooper actually reclassified, which means he skipped a grade, so Flagg is around the same age as DeBonsta and Peterson. But Peterson has only played in 2 college games so far. Still projected to go number 1. He's called the most complete freshman guard in recent memory. He can score at all 3 levels, has a killer instinct, and can defend. Dude is...
But did he just say he played 2 games? Is that true? What the fuck? Listen, I'm a Bears fan, okay? And you guys know that. I brought that up. But if you're wondering why I'm even saying anything about me being a Bears fan, it's because we drafted a player by the name of Mitchell Trubisky. I think he played like 10 games in college before coming to the Bears, and I promise you, we hated it. we hated it. We hated it, and he was not the greatest. He was alright, but it was more our system than it was him as a player. He was not that good, but he was okay. I mean, his stats is okay, but 2 games? 2 games? I'm not gonna... There's only one high school player that I'd look at and make a fuss about them in their high school stats, and that's a LeBron Ramon James. There's not many high school players I'm gonna look at and be like, oh, damn, their stats are crazy. Because at the end of the day, it depends who you play. Like, you really have to be an outstanding talent, okay? But I don't, 2 games, I don't know if I'm ready to say all that, but hey, I'm not super big on college shit. I'm more educated when they get to the league versus when they're not there yet. I know like the top picks. That's why I know about a Cooper Flagg. I know about the top prospects. And I definitely look into it more once the draft pool's closer. So I'm definitely going to look into him more. But 2 games, that's kind of crazy. But okay, let's keep going.
It is 6'6". NBA teams are so tired of these dynamic guards who can't defend, like John Moran or Trae Young. Great players, command a max, but can't win anything. But AJ DeBonsta could also go number 1. A 6'9" forward, so far at BYU, scoring 20 a game. Now this kid can get to his jump shot anytime he wants, like a Kevin Durant. But some worry he's closer to an Andrew Wiggins, because his handle isn't great or his passing, but lots of mocks have him number 3 behind Cam Boozer, a 6'9" forward with handle and shooting. The number of ways he can attack a defense is what really separates him from other guys. Son of an NBA player never hurts. But here's the part that nobody saw coming. The entire conversation around Cooper was built on the idea that he was miles ahead of everyone else. That was created by the viral Olympics video at 17 years old, the kind of origin story that sets up a superhero. What's becoming clear though is Cooper might still end up being the best of this bunch, but now it's not as clear cut as they sold. So for a year plus, the narrative was that Cooper was in a tier all by himself. In reality, the tier itself was underestimated. If anything, this season isn't exposing Cooper, it's exposing the NBA media. They thought that he would dominate because they assumed the field wasn't that close. But as more rookies break out, more prospects hit the pipeline, the story is shifting. The gap ain't as wide as it was sold. The next few years in the NBA are going to be a lot more competitive and more exciting than anyone predicted. And that's really what everyone got wrong.
Listen, like I told you guys, I think the Clippers need to play well so that Oklahoma City Thunder doesn't take another great player with their great system and their great winning culture and develop them into a great player on their team that's already great and end up destroying the league that we know and love. But at the same time, there's no guarantee that these players will be like he said. I mean, he brought up Homeboy in Charlotte. Fuck, I don't even watch Charlotte play, so that's on me. But he brought Homeboy in Charlotte. I don't even remember his name. It's like, what was it? It started with a K. Anyway, the point is, he even said himself, nobody even had him like top 10 as far as like rookie of the year odds, and now he's number 1. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's chances here that, and no one's saying Cooper Flagg's bad. It's just there's chances that these players may not shape out. This is the league, bro. This is different. It's different from college, and even homie in college played 2 games. So I think we should pump the brakes a little bit as far as like trying to compare these players to being better than Cooper Flagg when I can point to Cooper Flagg's stats and say he's playing all right for a rookie. His 3-point percentage is not the best, but I mean, his last few games have been okay. He dropped 35 points, okay. He dropped 29 points, 12, 13, 59%, 45%, not that good. 35, 36, 26, not that good. 62, pretty good. Free throw percentage is pretty good. His turnovers are down. I wish they would be a little lower, but you know, as much as he's handling the ball, it's not as bad. 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 7, 2 assists, 11, 3, 1, 5. Seems to be a decent ball handler. Seems to be okay playmaking wise, but he's probably more so a scorer himself. But he's good as far as grabbing boards. Like, he's a good player, right? Cooper's a good player. So I'm not ready to say, oh, the next few years it's going to be players better than Cooper. It's like, I'm not ready to say that yet. Let's have them come to the league first and see what they can do before I'm ready to say Cooper Flagg, people who already said he was a generational talent. Yeah. Because if we think back to LeBron James, he was not on the best team. And he was not part of a winning culture. Yet LeBron is a generational talent, so he was able to overcome that. And I think if you're going to come with someone a generational talent, if you want to say that Cooper's not a generational talent, we can have that debate. I may not argue with you on that. I'm just not ready to say he's a fraudulent or he's bad, because I'm not ready to say that. I think he's good. I think he's good as a rookie. I don't know if he's generational, but I do think he's good, and I do think he has a great future. But damn, I'm not ready to say other players in college are better than him when they haven't even been in the league yet, especially a player that played 2 games. So let's chill.
Not that Cooper isn't special, but that he was never going to be the only one. But to maximize Coop, the new Dallas GM has a lot of work to do. I mean, whether it's true or not, the fact that some NBA scouts think Cooper could go 3rd in this upcoming draft is huge. They need to tank to get Kid a running mate. And by the way, that still wouldn't erase the pain of letting Luka go in his prime, but I digress. But now, we just learned that Kyrie Irving is going to come back a lot sooner than expected. That's actually somehow terrible news for the Mavs.
Wonder how that's terrible news for the Mavs, but okay. Good video, though. Good shit, y'all.